welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. Prowlers and Rockers getting set to play once again the 12th of 14 meetings between these teams this season. Will Wiggleman back here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and thanks for choosing us over the Motor City Rockers broadcast tonight. As the first time ever, I believe, in their franchise's history that they have traveled for a regular season game, and they decided to come up here to Port Huron. We've done all we can to make them feel at home, but now it's time to get close to dropping the puck, and teams on the ice, the Prowlers on the ice, will not want to make the Rockers feel quite at home. Well, the Rockers made the Prowlers feel at home last night as Port Huron dominated in a 10-3 victory. Their most goals they've scored in a season, or in a game this season. 7 goals in the first period, and that was the most that they've scored in any period this season. Meanwhile, for the Rockers, they give up 9 or more goals. Yes, I said 9 or more goals, not 10, 9 or more, for the first time in franchise history. So the Rockers in a tough spot last night. Again, it was 5-0 in the first 10.5 minutes of that game, and then the Prowlers just kind of put it in cruise control a little bit and able to win it by a 7-goal margin. Of course, the big story last night was Bobby Price, Drew Welsh, Tyler Fox, and Tim Organ all making their pro debuts. The trying guys, trying line, those first 3 up front. Of course, Organ, the defenseman, they all recorded points. Welsh with 2 goals, and Price a goal and 2 assists, so they each got their first pro goals, but all 4 recording at least a point in their pro debuts. Braden Simmons-Fisher led the way with a Gordie Howe hat trick, a goal and 3 assists. It was changed to 3 assists earlier this morning, but he finished the goal. Gordie Howe hat trick, goal, assist, and a fight, but he will not be in the lineup tonight as he got banged up during his fight with Tristan Wells. And for Simmons-Fisher, he's going to have to play each of the final 4 games for the Prowlers in this regular season if he is to be eligible for the playoffs. Again, the Prowlers chasing Ricky Gonzalez after 10 minutes and 30 seconds of game action. Drew Welsh's first pro goal, the one that was the final shot that Gonzalez faced, although to be fair to Gonzalez, by the time he got chased, giving up 5 goals on 14 shots, his team had yet to register a shot on Reed Cooper. Rockers hoping to turn the page on that one and come in here tonight. Now, they're still pretty comfortably in the 5th spot in the Empire Division, but the Venom did draw closer. Now, 13 points behind the Rockers. Personally, I still think the Venom are pretty much out of it at this point, but they're not mathematically eliminated, so anything can happen. Meanwhile, everybody else in the division, including the Venom, down to single digits for their remaining games. Prowlers, with the win, pulled within 6 points of the hat tricks for second in the division as Danbury fell in Binghamton last night. Those 2 teams switching venues as Black Bears visit Danbury Ice Arena tonight. Meanwhile, Watertown also got a victory to keep pace with Port Huron Wolves, still with 2 games in hand. They are 11 points back of the Prowlers, a last-second win for the Watertown Wolves in Danville last night. Trevor Lord scored the game-winning goal with 2 seconds on the clock. Another heartbreaker for a Dashers team that has seen a lot of those this year. And Prowlers fans certainly rooting for the Dashers here tonight. Well, TJ Sneath had a goal and an assist last night, and he has been red hot since coming off the IR a couple of weeks ago. Picked up right where he left off. Point in 5 of 6 games since coming off the IR a couple of weeks ago. All of those 5 multi-point efforts, again, including the goal and an assist last night. Sneath up to 17 goals and 34 points in 31 games this season. And certainly a number 2 offensive guy behind Eli Rivers. We do have a milestone alert here tonight. Alex Johnson will be playing in his 400th career FPHL game, 7th player in league history and the 5th active player to reach that mark. Meanwhile, 320 of those came with Port Huron, 3rd in franchise history in games played. 194 assists, 116 goals, 310 points for Alex Johnson, who has played all 51 games so far. And he and Brett Lockhart, after tonight, will be the only Prowlers who have played in all 52 games, as Austin Federley is scratched tonight. His name came up on the list as the next one to get them to get a break here this evening. We take a look at the projected lineup for tonight's game. Matt Graham, who sat last night, he draws back into the top line alongside Lucas Lockney and Reggie Millette. But again, Captain Austin Federley and the alternate captain Daniel Chartrand getting the night off. After last night, it was the head coach Matt Graham and alternate captain Tucker Scantleberry. Braden Simmons-Fisher, as I previously mentioned, also out tonight, getting banged up in that fight last night. But Ben Brockway back off the IR. He will start in Simmons-Fisher's place. Simmons-Fisher, again, will have to play the next 4 games to be eligible for the Commissioner's Cup playoffs. For Brockway, his first game since the injury on February the 21st against HC Venom. He will play alongside Tim Organ here tonight. As I mentioned, Graham slotting back into his regular spot with Lockney and Millette. So Vinny DeCumbus slides down and moves over to the wing to play with Jamie Bussell. Tucker Scantleberry also on that line, as those two replace Daniel Chartrand and Austin Federley, who were playing on that line last night. Trine line stays together, and Dylan Marty back as the extra forward again tonight. We're just seconds away from the starting lineups for the Port Huron Prowlers here tonight. And the 4 Trine guys will be playing their first home game as professionals. And again, they impressed in last night's game. We'll see if they can keep that momentum up. And we'll take you down to ice level for the rest of tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Carly, Jen, Maddie, Paige, and Serenity. The Prowlers here, coached by Amanda McNabb and Healthcare Director Christine Carlo. All right, man. Who's up to this? Who's up? Who's up? Somebody scream! And it's now time to meet the Excited Boys Battle of I-94 champion. Starting lineup presented by Postgame Associates. with the singing of our national anthem, sponsored by Derek Williams. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the voice of the Prowlers, Sarah Dent.
Sarah Dent back on the anthem tonight here at McMorran Place. Prowlers and Rockers getting set for action. And you may have heard over the PA announcements, the Battle of I-94 champion Port Huron Prowlers. It will be the Trine line starting up front with Oregon and Brockway on defense. Yoshi between the pipes. As we take a look at tonight's starting goaltending matchup, Ricky Gonzalez goes again for the Motor City Rockers after he was pulled last night. He allowed 5 goals on 14 shots in the first 10.5 minutes of the game. Meanwhile, Yoshi getting a start for the second Saturday in a row. This is his first start against the Motor City Rockers. He made 24 saves in a shutout a week ago against the Mississippi Seawolves. All 4 of his starts so far have come against either the Seawolves or the Dashers. For the Rockers, they are starting with their top line of Eli Rivers, TJ Sneath, and Matthias Tellstrom, and their top defense pairing of Josh Colton and Doug Blaisdell. So the Trine line going against the top guys for the Motor City Rockers to begin as the Kroger delivery truck brings out tonight's game pucks. Kroger, proud sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. Good crowd on hand here at McMorran Place, as usual for the Battle of I-94. As it will be Fox and Sneath to take the opening face-off to start things off. Steve Gowdy set to drop the puck between them. And we are underway here tonight. Ben Brockway, fresh off the IR, gets the first touch. It's tipped in by Fox. Blaisdell takes a hit from Price. Price steals, and the puck ends up in the corner. Blaisdell right back after it. Gotten on for Sneath, and his pass blocked away. Brockway over to Oregon, has to spin off of Eli Rivers, who was right on him. And now it's Lucas Lockney fresh off the bench. Chip tip pass, Colton heads after it after absorbing a check. Prowlers made a quick change in the first 30 seconds of this one. Graham able to punch that one down at center, whacked it over to Millette. Now the Rockers turn it the other direction. Tellstrom gets it deep, he heads off for a change. Lockhart over to Alex Johnson in his 400th career FPHL game. This is number 321 as a member of the Port Huron Prowlers. As Millette sent that one off the boards, up over the glass, out of play. And we get our first stoppage, 1 minute and 2 seconds in. Well, the Prowlers have scored in the first 2 minutes of the hockey game in 4 of their last 5. They have about 58 seconds to keep up that streak. They'll have a defensive zone faceoff, which is something I don't think the Rockers had in the entire first period of last night's game, so already an improvement for Motor City. Bussell and Gullo set to take the draw. And Bussell able to push it back, rimmed around to the near side. Scantleberry works in with DeCumbus, throws on the brakes to the middle. Bussell with his back to the net, spinning away from Oakes. Johnson walks the blue line, slips it down deep, got all the way through to Gonzalez, and he clears it over to Miguel Diaz. Didn't get much on that clearing attempt. Bussell looks to turn it back the other direction. Lockhart up for DeCumbus, on for Scantleberry, but Bussell hadn't exited the Motor City zone. So we get an offsides against Port Huron. Just a minute and 34 seconds into the Munger Physical Therapy first period. Try and line back out there for the Prowlers. They started this game. That'll be Fox taking the face-off against Brendan Ronan, wearing his usual number 26 tonight. He had a different number last night. Yoshi has to come all the way out to keep Chris Corgan from getting to that loose puck as it slipped towards the Prowlers' net. Milam sent it through. Gagnon got a touch on, so no icing. Parsons on for Price. Rink wide feed off a stick. Welsh got it back to Price. Puck in deep. Gagnon off for Milam. He stood behind the bench as the head coach last night, did not play. He draws himself back into the lineup. Gagnon tried to send it to the middle. He was also scratched last night. Adam Heinzel has that puck. Didn't get that pass where he wanted it to. And icing called against the Prowlers here. Looks like that one just came off his stick wrong. And it slipped past Josh Colton right along the ice. And they call it an icing against the Port Huron Prowlers. Have to defend deep in their own end. Trine line still stuck out there. And the Rockers send their top guys out with Matthias Tellstrom set to line up right behind TJ Sneak. He's been the hottest Rocker as of late offensively. One of their top guys. Tellstrom for Sneak. Tried a shot from the corner, didn't get all the way through. Parsons cuts off the puck right in front of Yoshi, and he starts up ice. On for Lockney on the left wing side. All the way around, tried the wrap, and he couldn't get it to go. Rockers move up. It's Tellstrom. Forced it across towards Rivers, exploded off his stick. And Organ able to settle things down behind his own net. Still looking for our first goal. 3 minutes gone in period one. Colton slows things down as his team gets a change going. Nick McGill Diaz fires it around. Jamie Bussell off the boards, but kept in by Oakes. Now Bussell skates into it. Over to Scantleberry in the left wing. Fires it all the way across. Millette battling with Hall. And then Nick Gullo came in to throw a check on Reggie Millette. Oakes at the red line fires it all the way around. Comes all the way to Millette, who chips it out of the zone. Got past Milam. Scantleberry tracks it down. Has Diver right on him. Scantleberry shakes away from Mac Diver. Now spinning in the corner. Puts it over to Bussell. Slipped it back down towards Scantleberry. Up high it comes. Lockhart all the way across. Couldn't find Johnson or Welsh. Prowlers have to play back in neutral ice. Scantleberry works in. From the outside, his shot hit the side of the goal. Scantleberry back out to the front. Johnson across to Parsons. Sent it through and a save by Gonzalez as it got all the way through the traffic. Fox cycles it to Welsh. He throws on the brakes. Down to Fox, but Milam able to chop it away from him. Adam Heinzel pinches in to try and keep it deep. Got past Heinzel at the point, and the Rockers will be able to get a change. Parsons turns and looks up ice. Up to Fox, bounced away from him though. And Motor City dumps it around. Colton regroups. Now Doug Blaisdell. That his pass tipped in. Price able to bounce it right back out. Little ping pong hockey going on here. Just past the 5-minute mark of period 1. Chekos just pushed it past the net. Welsh flips it over to the middle. Oregon on for Graham. Oregon joining the rush, but Graham couldn't get it to him. Blaisdell looks to start the other way. Gagnon took a hit as he moved it. And then Graham threw a hard hit on Cheko. They both went down to the ice. Brockway wheeling up. Finds Millette. Sent right in on Gonzalez. He punches it out. And then Oregon shot missed on the short side. Brockway up to Oregon. Just tips it in and heads off for a change. Tillstrom gets the red line. Sent all the way around. Bussell waiting for it. He and Rivers get there together. And now it's the Rockers again trying to get something going. Sneak behind the net. Has a man out in front. It's Tillstrom. He was tied up. Milam a drive. And that one swallowed up by Yoshi. We'll take our first time out. Just over 6 minutes going in period 1. Good news for the Rockers. Nobody's scored yet. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. Small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Back here in Port Huron, early stages still scoreless between the Prowlers and the Rockers. Well, as you do when you lose by 7 goals, you make some lineup changes. That's exactly what Jamison Milam did. Draws himself back in along with Chris Corrigan, who's been scratched the last 3, and Sam Gagnon, who also didn't play last night. They come in to replace Tristan Wells, Brad Reiter, and then Milam replacing Timur Gavrilovich on defense. So both guys that participated in that fight, Simmons, Fisher, and Wells, out tonight after getting banged up in what was a great scrap for Brian Simmons Fisher. Here's Lockhart walking in, fixed the shot, now he takes it, it's blocked, and Lockhart dumped to the ice by Hunter Hall. Those two going back at each other. Hall dropped his gloves and grabbed Lockhart. I don't think Lockhart has any interest in fighting right now. Bussell comes in to grab Hall, and now Rotundi to grab Bussell. And Rotundi spins Bussell down to the ice. And now Bussell's dropped his mitts. Linesman trying to get in between them. Jamie Bussell sees red, and everybody swung down. And Jamie Bussell, in defense of his teammate Brett Lockhart, has gotten himself a penalty. I believe Rotundi will also head to the box as well. And if they're all 2-minute minors, then this should be a 2-minute Prowler power play, but we'll see how everything shakes out. Referees tonight, Jim Scarpace and Steve Gowdy, the linesman Dallas Mitchell and Jamie West, pardon me. They have been busy early now. Brett Lockhart heading back to the bench after collecting his helmet. Tucker Scantleberry is representing the Prowlers at the referee circle in place of Austin Federley, who again is getting the night off. Daniel Chartrand, another alternate captain, getting the night off, along with Scantleberry and Bussell. And of course, Federley wears the seat for the Prowlers. Jamison Milam also getting the explanation, the head coach and alternate captain for these Rockers. Nothing has been put up on the board yet. Nothing has come down on my penalty sheet. I'll let you know as soon as that happens. Now it looks like they have 2 minutes up on Motor City's side. Prowlers seem to be sending out, well, looks like a power play unit, but Adam Heinzel's out there. It's Adam Heinzel getting some power play time here. I don't mean that as an insult to Adam Heinzel, but I don't think I've ever seen him on the power play. This is year number 3 for him in Port Huron. He's known more as a defensive guy and a hard hitter. Looks like Adam Heinzel getting a chance on the man advantage with the trying guys here. The Prowlers power play that was 2 for 4 last night gets its first opportunity of the game. Again, all 4 trying guys and Adam Heinzel, who's lined up on the inside of that face-off circle, right in the slot, and they'll drop this puck again. He's taking Daniel Chartrand's spot on this man advantage. Chartrand was there last night. They got some good opportunities on this power play, as Fox has been asked to leave the face-off. Indeed, it's 2 minutes for roughing for all 3, Rotundi, Hall, and Bussell. The Prowlers get the man advantage. Mac Diver fires it around, kept in by Fox at the point. Has to deal with a couple of Rockers there, just gets it back deep. Diver, that is stick lifted by Welsh. And now the Prowlers get control. Welsh looking in front to Fox. Turns it up top to Organ, who sets things up, quarterbacking this power play. Sneath thought there should be a penalty there as he had the stick knocked out of his hands. Miguel Diaz finds the puck and he clears. 30 seconds gone on this Prowlers power play, and they'll start to change up the unit. Matt Graham's unit, Graham Johnson, Lockney, Millette, and it looks like Brian Parsons taking Austin Federley's spot this time. Lockney drops it off for Parsons. Down for Reggie Millette. Works up top, hands off for Lockney. Had a power play goal last night, and that shot blocked by Diver. Those two tied up, and Lockney able to win the battle. Hands off for Graham in the corner. Up high, Johnson. Millette. Down for Parsons, playing that far flank. Millette lets it go, deflected, score! It popped up in the air, dropped down, hit the post, and just crawled over the goal line. That's a power play goal for the Prowlers, and they open the scoring. And it looks like it would be Matt Graham's 21st of the year. And I guess Matt Graham got the message when head coach Matt Graham sat him last night as he gets back on the scoreboard. He's on a 7-game point streak now. Well, Prowlers power play makes Motor City pay. And again, good job by Reggie Millette to get that shot through. It rainbowed over top of Gonzalez and hit the post and barely crossed over the goal line, but it did. And Prowlers back to work. Scantleberry has 2 Rockers on him. DeCumbus in there digging away as well. Gagnon able to come out of the pile with it. And he works his way up ice. Gets the red line off for Corgan, tried to give it right back. Corgan up the boards. DeCumbus skates into it, and Marty had it poked off his stick. Back the other way is Checo. Prowlers were changing the defenseman. Here's Corgan in front looking for Gagnon, and Johnson fresh off the bench, able to keep him from getting a shot on net. So Millette and Lockney get credit for the assists, and Lockney able to extend his point streak to 14 games. Reggie Millette now on a 6-game point streak as well. Here's a pass across that found a Rocker stick. Price tried to put it back out in front. Lockhart able to put it back deep. Drew Welsh goes on the brakes. Goes around the net. Back pass in front. And it's right in front of Gonzalez. And he'll get the glove on top to cover up, as Bobby Price was right there in the area. Bussell and Rotundi allowed to leave their respective penalty boxes. The sin bin's empty now. 10:43 left to go here in period one. I think the Prowlers thought they might have been calling for a media timeout, so they all gathered by their bench, but the buzzer was to make sure those guys were allowed to leave the penalty boxes. Top line out there for the Prowlers for this offensive zone face-off. Graham and Sneath on the draw, so top line against top line here. Graham wins it, but Lockney tried to tap it back to the point. Split Heinzel and Parsons. Sneak cross corner dump. Parsons wins the race to it. And now Parsons has to head back after it behind his own net. I believe the Rockers were in a delayed offside situation, which is why they all bailed out of the zone. Lockney tried to chip it by, popped high up in the air, a couple players whacking at it. And McDiver settles it down. Tellstrom up for Rivers. Lockney to Brian Parsons. He looks up ice, and Lockney has some skating room. He'll take it. Over to Millette on the outside. Back in front looking for Lockney. They just couldn't link up. And now whistle and a penalty coming up. Boarding is the call. A hit, I believe, right in front of the Prowlers bench, and it's Hunter Hall going back to the penalty box. So the Prowlers power play that is 1 for 1 so far, getting another opportunity and looking back at it. Looks like Hall got Bussell from behind. We will be right back with another Prowlers power play here on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Prowlers on their second power play of the night. They send the line out there that scored before, the unit at least. And it's Millette working up top. Over to Lockney left wing. Back for Millette, and Lockney again. Centering feed, looking for Graham. He got a whack at it. Just pushed it wide. Not sure if Gonzalez got a piece of it or not. Lockney tried to go across to Millette, and the Rockers are taking another penalty, I believe. Well, unless it's the Prowlers, and it looks to be the Prowlers instead. It's Matt Graham heading over to the penalty box, so that will negate the final minute and 37 seconds of power play time for Port Huron. They'll have 4-on-4 for a minute and 37 seconds, and then a 23-second Motor City Rockers power play. Slashing is the call against Graham. Gullo wins the faceoff back from Marty. Milam tried to slip it down low. Gullo and Lockhart both tied up. And now Gullo gets it to the point. Milam across to Rotundi. He fumbled with it. That puck was up on edge. Oregon able to take it away. Price chasing after it. And he's able to shake away from Ronan. Oregon lead pass from Marty. Goes back to Lockhart. And he skates in. Floated down off the backboards. Marty gets to it. Ronan able to come up with it. Here's Gullo 1-on-2. Has help coming off the bench, but Oregon staples him to the boards. And they send Welsh on his way. Welsh on his backhand, taken neatly off his stick by Blaisdell. Rivers on the counter, has Sneath with him. Rivers tried to make a move, and that was poked away by Brian Parsons. Now it's the Prowlers' turn up ice. Johnson off for Welsh. His shot off a Blaisdell stick and hit the back glass. Welsh back on it. Millette! And he sent it wide. As Welsh center right for Reggie Millette, who is all alone in front of Gonzalez. Parsons to Scantleberry on the left wing. Final seconds ticking off of the 4-on-4 as Scantleberry stymied by Nick McGill-Diaz. Sneath taken away by DeCumbis. The Rockers power plays. DeCumbis sent a shot wide. 17 seconds left on the very brief Motor City man advantage as Brockway got it back to the Rockers' end. Hall enters the offensive zone. Oregon able to take it away from him. And we're back to 5-on-5. Scantleberry flying up the right wing. Working on Ronan, but he lost an edge. Tellstrom couldn't bring in that pass as it was behind him. Graham has Scantleberry. Here's Scantleberry, a shot, hit the post. He had Graham going to the net, took the shot, hit the post on the short side as he beat Gonzalez.
Let's go, Prowlers!
Popped out to the middle of the ice. Hall played it to an area and Tellstrom skates into it. Then Tellstrom and Hall ran into each other, much to the delight of the McMorran faithful. Adam Heinzel settling things down behind his own net. Shots just 5-1 in favor of the Prowlers at this point. We approach 6.5 minutes to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. Ryan Rotundi has Fox bearing down on him. Milam up to Corgan. Kept it moving. Gagnon skates into it. Sent it on goal. Kicked out by Yoshi. Back the other way come the Prowlers. Marty tried to clap it deep. Didn't get much on it. Sent all the way down to the Prowlers' end. No too many men on the ice call there as whoever was coming on for Brian Parsons was smart not to jump out. That was almost a dangerous situation. Rivers off the wall to Milam. Corgan couldn't bring in that pass. Milam tries again. This time he goes up to Rivers, but he missed him. Indirect feed. Here comes DeCumbis. Drops it off for Scantleberry. Takes the shot. He just went wide. Johnson collects on the near point. Elects to go down deep for Scantleberry. Spinning on Sneath. Hands off. Bussell. Taken to the boards by Blaisdell. DeCumbis able to come up with it. Tried to center. That one hit a body. And Cody Oakes works up. Oakes took a hit from Scantleberry as he moved it. Lockhart now on for Bussell. To DeCumbis. Looking for Lockney, just a bit too far ahead of him. Couldn't get in a good shooting position. Bussell, hand off for Johnson down the wall. Takes a look to the trailer. Millette, his shot stopped by an aggressive Gonzalez all the way out at the top of his goal crease. 4:48 left to go in period one. Prowlers with a 1-0 lead here at McMorran Place.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
4:48 left to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. It is a 1-0 lead for the Port Huron Prowlers on the strength of a Mac Graham power play goal. Shots just 7-2 in this opening frame so far. It's been a lot more ping pong hockey, slower pace, more controlled, more missed passes as well than last night. Of course, the Prowlers had their way with the Rockers in the beginning of last night's game, doing whatever they wanted. Motor City putting up a better fight certainly here than they did in the first period last night, although, of course, it was even in the second and third periods of last night's game. Despite the lopsided scores, Gagnon and Brockway getting into it. They separate. Gullo couldn't bring in that pass. Colton over to Blaisdell. Looking for Hall, he tips it in. Organ after it. And now Brockway back behind his own net. You talk about a guy who is excited to get back in the lineup. Ben Brockway has been talking about this for a couple of weeks. And now he finally comes off the IR and gets back in tonight as Price spun to the ice. Price tries to come out of the corner, try to backhand it out in front. And here comes Corgan, able to flip it in. Tried to get after it. He and Parsons come together, came to the middle, and Price able to kick it over. Out of danger. On the near side, DeCumbis takes a look, starts to head up ice. Pass off of Welsh's skates. And Colton over to Miguel Diaz as the Rockers look to turn back up. Checo rink wide feed was behind Ronan and up in the air. Welsh trying to kick it along. DeCumbis dumped it in, but they blow it dead for offsides as I guess Vinny DeCumbis' stick crossed over that blue line as he dumped it around. So offsides again are the Prowlers here. 3:21 left in period number 1. Dylan Marty getting a shot here on the Bucell line in Vinny DeCumbis' spot. They have Miguel Diaz lined up on the far side boards. Here's Marty off the draw, and that one off the stick of a diving Mac Diver, I guess ironically, but that face-off setup almost cost the Rockers, as that's normally where Miguel Diaz would be lined up, right where that puck ended up. Scantleberry able to poke it past Tellstrom out of the zone. Diver quickly back up. That one tipped into the Prowler bench by TJ Sneath. We got a draw outside of the Rockers' end, right in front of their bench. And assistant coach Zach Zolkanich, the only coach behind the bench tonight, certainly will be a lot happier with his team's performance here in this first period than last night. And Miguel Diaz lined up on the far side again. This time the Prowlers win the faceoff back. And Oregon flips it in. Diver off the boards, right into Lockney. Graham thought about a centering feed. Sneath came in to challenge. Now TJ Sneath works it up. Rivers has Tellstrom hustling into the zone, sends it off the corner boards, popped out in front, and rescued by Oregon. Then a float shot came over top of the cage from Mac Diver. Rivers centering feed, and Tellstrom couldn't get a piece of it. He was tied up with Brockway. Here's Millette the other direction. Works to the right wing side, waits for help. Fox off the bench. He shoots! He scores! First pro goal for Tyler Fox. Doubles the Prowler lead. Reggie Millette showing off the good patience, and he gets Fox right off the bench, who goes 5-hole on Ricky Gonzalez. And all three of the Trine forwards have their first pro goals now, as Fox came through with an assist last night, and they get the puck for him here tonight. and Parsons fires it around off the faceoff. It looks like Reggie Millette will get his second assist of the period. He stays red hot dishing the puck. Roussel plays it around. Marty and Gullo tie up. Heinzel keeps it deep. Fired off the back boards. Milam able to pitchfork it out. Heinzel hanging out behind his own net, takes a look, and he gives it up to Parsons. So Reggie Millette gets credit for the only assist on that goal by Fox. Here's Graham trying to get to a bouncing puck. Whacked at, and it ends up on the far boards. Millette to the point, Lockhart a drive, and Gonzalez able to stretch out and get a piece of it. Millette has the puck come right to him. Over to Graham. Takes a look, centering pass, and Lockney just touched it wide. Graham, threw a check on Corgan there. And Graham takes it from Milam. And it's Lockney. Up high for Lockhart in the final minute of play in this period. Johnson tried to send it through. And Millette right back after it. He cycles it down low. Lockney taking a look. Across to Johnson. And he'll send it down deep. Prowlers cycling it around here. Johnson just couldn't keep it in there though. And Motor City will be able to get a quick change. Johnson quick up for Fox. Blaisdell comes off the bench to meet him. Price on the loose puck. Centering pass looking for Welsh. And he just couldn't bring that one in. Organ flies in for the puck. Overskated it. Welsh had it poked off of his tape and out of the zone. Brockway in the final 10. Quickly up to Welsh. One last chance for the Prowlers. It's Fox putting it on goal off a stick. And Gonzalez able to clutch it to his chest and hang on. We invite you to stick around for the Moses Roses smoke break. First intermission report. Take a look back at the highlights from last weekend's games against the HC Venom and the Mississippi Seawolves. Also take a look at some storylines from around the FPHL, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up on the Moses Roses smoke break. First intermission report. This was the first game to drop the puck in the FPHL, along with Carolina and Blue Ridge. Everybody else tonight, 7 p.m. or later Eastern time. And it looks like the off-ice crew here at McMorran Place trying to fix a stanchion in the glass. I mean, there's 4 seconds left. Looks like they'll just hold it in place for these last 4 seconds. Off the face-off, puck tied up. Lockhart gets to it. Can't let it rip before the buzzer. And that will do it for period number 1. Shots on goal, 10 for the Prowlers, just 2 for the Motor City Rockers. And those 2 shots, the fewest the Prowlers have allowed in any period so far this season, breaking the record of 3 allowed against the Motor City Rockers back in November. Coming up on the Moses Roses smoke break, first intermission report here on the PHP Network. Once again, it is some highlights from the games against HC Venom and the Mississippi Seawolves. Also take a look at some interesting storylines that came down around the FPHL earlier on today, including a suspension that will leak into the playoffs, and it's for a team that the Prowlers may be facing in round number 1. So be sure to stick around, get all the details on that. Out-of-town scores and the game stats will be coming your way as well. It's all coming up on the Moses Roses smoke break. First intermission report here on the PHP Network. Well, the Prowlers celebrating 10 years in Port Huron. Now's your chance to get special edition 10th anniversary gear at the Prowlers team store. Located on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your POHO best with gear from the Prowlers team store. Coming soon, playoff shirts. They are team designed. It has been posted on the Prowlers social media channel. They're available in store here tonight. and they will be available, more will be available in store at the Prowlers' final home game on April the 11th. They come to you from Riz Apparel, but again, they are player designed. Jamie Bussell did most of the heavy lifting, but the entire team had input on what the design would look like. Again, go over to the Prowlers social media on Facebook, Instagram, and X/Twitter to take a look at this year's playoff shirts. And again, more will be available in the Prowlers team store at their final home game on April the 11th. That will be Fan Appreciation Night. We'll talk more about that coming up later in the broadcast. For now, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, some highlights from last weekend. We're here on the PHP Network.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Sidesteps most of a check from Mark Blaney. Now centering feet, Salva's backhand and a glove save by Reed Cooper. Here's Connor Craig trying to one-hand it along. Popped out to him. Craig to the net on his forehand, and Cooper able to knock it down. Follow-up try blocked by Graham. Tecumba sells it down, turns it on goal, save Moriarty, rebound loose, and poke just wide. And then it's banked in! Austin Federley from behind the net, and during March Madness, the bank is open for the Prowlers captain. Leading getting the rush. The two defensemen, with the forwards in the midst of a change. Turnaround try by Millette, miss, and Sim picks it up off the backboards and scores. Federley walks the blue line. Wrists it through, deflected, they score! Alex Johnson tips it down and gives the Prowlers back the 2-goal advantage. For Soilis, floats it back to Embry. His shot stopped by Cooper, left to rebound. And Cooper able to cover up and get a whistle. He was looking in front for Heinzel. There's Soilis across, Jelenskis stopped by Cooper, and Jelenskis shot off the back of the net. And now Jelenskis moves up, has help, gave it to Lias on the backhand, shut down by Cooper. Lias tried to center and Johnson blocked it. Not too many things towards the net type of period. Floated down to Johnson, in front Millette, catch and shoot, save by Moriarty, and Graham puts it home. It pinballed around down deep. Matt Graham right on the spot at the side of the cage. Matt Graham bounces it up high. Johnson over to Millette. Takes a look, walks in, and a save. Rebound, put on goal, and they score! Reggie Millette gets it to go from the corner, and the Prowlers on the board first early. One-timer, Yoshi sticks it aside. Carter in front, Hippolyte Smith stopped by Yoshi on the doorstep. Loose puck in Prowler territory. There's Langworthy across. Turner's drive, gloved and held by Yoshihiro Kurtioa. 19 seconds left on the power play. Lockney over to Federley. Shoots it, the score! Second night in a row, a Federley shot tipped home by Alex Johnson on the power play. And the Prowlers have a 2-0 lead. Carter looks to move the other direction. Led on for Keller on a breakaway. And he pushed it wide. Yoshi able to poke it from him as well. To start a rush. Hansen on for Langworthy. Tried to drop it back off. Hansen back for Langworthy on his backhand, and Yoshi the save. Got it back down deep. Cumbus grabs it from the pile, floated across, and Skittleberry scores! Great pass from Vinny DeCumbus, and Tucker Skittleberry able to muscle it home and make it 3-0 Prowlers. Anderson in tight. Paris got one or two whacks. Yoshi has the puck. He'll hang on, and now Paris and Johnson tied up behind the cage. Tied up. DeCumbus comes in for it, trying to split the D. DeCumbus with a step. He scores! Vinny DeCumbus up the ice with speed, gets past everyone, and he makes it 4-0. Heinzel for Skittleberry. Turns the corner. Now he starts up ice. Into the offensive zone. 1-on-4. All the way around. Tried the wrap. And DeCumbus scores! Second of the period for Vinny DeCumbus, cleaning it up on the doorstep. And the Prowlers have a handful. Blaney skates in with it. Drops off for Graham. And now Parsons walks in. Saved by Perrot. And Millette on the rebound puts it home. Second of the night for Reggie Millette. Make it 6 for the Prowlers as the Reggie chants come down from the crowd. Tries to work his way in. Had the puck taken away. Blaney tried to play it through. Pass in front. Great save by Yoshi on Curtis Hansen. Final seconds ticking away. They dig it free. They won't get another shot. Yoshi has a shutout.
welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. Prowlers with a 2-0 lead on the Motor City Rockers on the strength of goals from Matt Graham. That one a power play marker. And Tyler Fox, that one his first as a pro. Reggie Millette has the assist on both goals. And they've added Brian Parsons as a secondary helper on Matt Graham's goal. So how about Brian Parsons getting himself some power play time and getting himself on the score sheet on the men advantage. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for tuning in with us here tonight. But before we continue talking about this game, let's take a look around the FPHL. We start with some storylines from around the league. First two coming out of Danbury as the Hat Tricks. First they signed Brendan Grieg to a junior contract, which is the same as a collegiate contract. Captain the Bradford Bulls. So, by the way, Grieg gets the slot into one of those 5 extra slots for junior/collegiate signings. He captained the Bradford Bulls in the GMHL this season. 22 points in 24 games as a defenseman. Hat-tricks have 5 games left starting tonight, so he must play in all 5 of those to be eligible for the playoffs. For the Hat-tricks, they will be missing Noah Robinson for the rest of the regular season and possibly game 1 of the postseason. From what I've been told, they are trying to appeal it, but Robinson gets a 6-game suspension, which is automatic for a player that comes off the bench. Got an instigator minor penalty, so it was mostly missed last night, I believe, unless they missed something on the box score. But he got into a fight with Don Olivieri in response to a hit on Chase Harwell. The league did not release a statement about the suspension, at least from the last time I checked, so I don't have any of their words, but watching it myself, it looked like he was coming on the ice for his shift. It was a normal line change, so he didn't come off the bench as an extra player to go get into a fight, but he did come onto the ice during a line change and then drop the mitts immediately with Olivieri. But that kind of play is an automatic 6-game suspension. So he would miss game 1 of the playoffs, which will likely be against Port Huron if things stay the way they are. And we'll see if, again, if that appeal holds up, if they are indeed appealing it. But if not, that could be a big, big loss for the Hat-tricks as they begin their playoff run. Michael Mercurio also suspended, but he just gets 1 game for abuse of officials. He got an abuse of officials misconduct after a Carolina goal in the 3rd period last night, the first of 3 that the Thunderbirds scored to steal a 1-goal win. 33 seconds later, while he was in the box, Carolina scored again, and he started yelling and banging the glass in the penalty box, yelling at the official, and they showed him the door, and he gets a 1-game suspension that he'll serve tonight. Well, only one other game has dropped the puck already tonight. We'll take a look at the rest of the slate around the FPHL that's scheduled. And we'll start with the Empire Division games. Binghamton and Danbury switching venues after the Black Bears' 6-3 win in last night's game. That one will be dropping the puck in just a couple of minutes. Venom still down in Columbus. They stole a victory last night, 3-2 that final. And the Venom trying to do it again tonight and hoping to get some help from the Prowlers to draw closer to the Motor City Rockers for that final play-in spot. That one will also be dropping the puck momentarily. About an hour from now in Danville, the Dashers will try and bounce back from yet another heartbreaking loss. This one with the game-winning goal coming with 2 seconds left against the Watertown Wolves. They will lock horns again here tonight. Again, that one at 8:05 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Moving on, one game has started. Get to that in a moment, but first, the Lobsters trying to get another win over the Baton Rouge Zydeco. That one dropping the puck in just a few moments, but the Bobcats have the only other game in action there in Carolina. Damon Ferusith has the only goal. They're in the first intermission. Bobcats outshot the Thunderbirds 15-5 in that opening 20 minutes. Finally, another game dropping the puck about an hour from now. The Mississippi Seawolves back in Monroe as the Moccasins trying to get another victory. They won 5-2 in last night's affair. Of course, here it is 2-0 for the Port Huron Prowlers through 20 minutes of play. Take a look at the stats from that opening frame. Prowlers with 2 goals, Rockers with 2 shots on goal. Port Huron 1 for 2 on the man advantage, and Motor City 0 for 1, but Prowlers with 10 shots, which not a ton, but still more than Motor City, who again, 2 shots, the fewest the Prowlers have given up in any period this season, and it is the 3rd time this season that the Prowlers have given up 4 or fewer shots in a period to the Motor City Rockers. So Port Huron with a good defensive period, didn't give Yoshi too much action down at his end, kept that side clean, and they have earned themselves a 2-0 lead as the Rockers head back out onto the ice. Along with the referees, we get to our PHP Network trivia question. This question, well, the answer at least, had to be amended as Bobby Price and Drew Welsh scored their first pro goals last night, and now Tyler Fox scored his first pro goal here tonight. We wanted to know how many first pro goals have been scored by Prowlers this season, and yes, we are including Fox's now because, of course, that's a goal scored by a Prowler this year, first as a pro. But again, I had to change this question, or change the answer at least. Question stays the same. Put your guess in the comments section. Give you the correct answer coming up at the start of period number 3. Ricky Gonzalez staying stretched out in the goal crease down to our right. He made 8 saves on 10 Prowler shots. Yoshihiro Kuriowa moving down to the goal crease to our left. And he stopped both of the shots that came his way. Prowlers looking to continue the momentum here. They have won 8 straight games, and they are looking to tie their longest streak since 2020. They had a 9-game win streak from December 2019 to January 2020. They're up to 8 right now, and being helped by the guys out there right now, the Trine line, Welsh, Fox, and Price, along with Tim Organ, the 4 new Trine guys, who all happen to be Michigan natives, by the way, which is another fun detail. Certainly their families and friends get a chance to come out to some games. They had some there last night, certainly more in the building here tonight, as we're underway in the Hungry Howie's second period. Matthias Tellstrom tried to pass across. That was blocked by the forechecking Fox. All the way around, turnaround try. And Gonzalez got the pad on it. Brockway takes a look. Goes down to Welsh, centered, Price, shot. Blocked by a sliding Milam. He had it underneath his glove. Milam had to be careful there, but they say he did not close his hand over it. That was Colton, pardon me, who was down on the ice, I believe. But either way, Prowlers make a change as Tellstrom sends it across to Rivers. Sneath run over by Dylan Marty, who met him right inside the blue line. Matthias Tellstrom trying to get after Marty. Millette stepping in to meet Tellstrom. Oh, Dylan Marty with an absolutely explosive check on TJ Sneath. A clean hit, shoulder to chest. A freight train wearing number 88 has claimed a victim here. What contact there. Everybody's settling down. Well, that's exactly what Dylan Marty was brought in here for, his ability to run through guys. And he just ran through the Rockers' top centerman. Johnson bounces it around to Lockhart. Back for Alex Johnson. On forward to Cumbus. Enters the offensive zone. Sent it on goal, steered away by Gonzalez. Scantleberry kicks it up to his stick. Up high, Lockhart. D-to-D pass, got it through for Johnson right in front of Oakes. Johnson slipped it right through the crease, and Lockhart gets it on the other side. Defenseman in deep. Marks it up top to Johnson. Walks the blue line, throws on the brakes. Couldn't find a shooting lane. He'll keep working with it. Johnson sent it all the way across. Nobody home. And Hall sends it up towards Diver. McGill Diaz to the near side. Bussell the only one on it. And he's off to the races. Has Scantleberry going to net. Sent it there. And just slipped under Scantleberry's stick. Comes right back to Tucker Scantleberry. Trying a stuff attempt. And Gonzalez able to get the pad down. Diver after it in the far corner. Got it through Heinzel up to Corgan. Lockney able to keep it deep momentarily. And this time Diver goes high off the glass out of the zone. They'll say that actually hit a Prowler on the way out, so no icing. Ryan Parsons up for Graham. He works his way in right down Main Street off to Lockney, one-timer. And Gonzalez got the blocker on it. Corgan sent it around. Comes through where Heinzel and Ronan tie up. Ronan trying to escape number 74 in red. Gets it up top. Rotundi takes a look. Back from Milam. His wrister floated wide. He was trying to pick that top corner through the traffic. Lockney able to poke it ahead for Millette. Working on Rotundi. Drops it off. Now Lockney tried to go in front for Graham, who was all by himself. That pass didn't get anywhere. Millette works up the half wall. Drops it off for Fox off the bench. Here's Organ, a shot, kick, save by Gonzalez. Organ again, couldn't get another attempt back on goal. Welsh for Lockney. Had it knocked off his stick and out of the zone. Brockway chases. Tim Organ with a chance there to get his first pro goal. Ricky Gonzalez able to kick out the right pad. Those guys still out there on the ice as Yoshi plays it in Brockway's direction. To a side scrum along the half wall. Organ, third man in, trying to dig away. Or third Prowler in, I should say. As Yoshi able to steer that shot away. Organ got it through for Fox. He'll join the rush. Fox just lost it momentarily at the blue line. That drew either Welsh or Organ off sides. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off. 4 minutes gone here in period number 2. Tim Organ, a great chance there again. All 3 of his trying teammates, all 3 forwards have gotten their first pro goals. And it was almost Fox who set Organ up for his first. And almost made me change the answer to my trivia question again. Here's Scantleberry working in. His shot gloved, in and out of the glove, I should say, of Gonzalez, as he didn't catch that one. This pass missed its intended target, so an icing called against the Motor City Rockers. as Tucker Scantleberry just walked in and ripped it. And Gonzalez couldn't hang on to it. That led to the icing, and it leads to an offensive zone face-off for the Port Huron Prowlers. Bussell will draw with Sneath. One back. Marty takes a look. He shoots over top of the cage. Scantleberry trying to slip through McGill Diaz. Marty just fires it up top, and it bounced over Johnson's stick. Right back up it goes to Bussell. Couldn't bring it in cleanly. Lockhart able to bang it down deep. Prowlers getting a change as McGill Diaz works up ice. Harassed by Scantleberry, gave it away to Welsh. Welsh moving in as Foxton at Welsh's shot, blockered by Gonzalez. Puck hops out of the zone. Brockway takes a look up for Fox. And that one tipped in, they say. So no icing here. Price in on the forecheck. Went through Welsh. Tellstrom moves along for Rivers. Now Gullo chasing after it. He dumps it around. See it Oregon tracking him. Brockway starting the counter. Gets into the offensive zone. His shot right into the red basket of Ricky Gonzalez, and he'll hang on. 14:34 left to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. Prowlers up on shots 8-1 in this frame, and they have a 2-0 lead. Watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
Back here in Port Huron, early stages of the second period, and it's the Prowlers still with their 2-0 lead. They won the shots battle 10-2 in the first period. It's now 8-1, and we've only played nearly 5.5 minutes of period 2. 18-3 total for the game in case you didn't want to do the math. Prowlers looking for more. Here's Millette. Working his way up the half wall, but puck escapes the zone as he made a move. Lockhart across for Parsons, exploded off his stick. Tried to go up the boards, blocked down by Oakes. Now Parsons with control. His pass couldn't find Lockney, and that will go all the way down for a Prowlers icing. The draw will come all the way back to Yoshi's territory. Hasn't been too busy tonight. 3 saves on 3 shots so far. Matt Graham will draw against Nick Gullo here. Gullo directing Hunter Hall to stand right behind him on the faceoff. Gullo tried to push it forward. It's tied up, and Parsons able to dig it free. He'll start the 3-on-2 rush. Parsons to Millette across Lockney. Lets it go. It's blocked by Diver. As Lockney loaded up the wrist shot, but Diver got in the shooting lane. Here's Lockney. Taking a look. And he'll just cycle it deep. Couldn't find a play to the middle. Millette hands it off. Brockway for Lockney. One-time shot stopped by Gonzalez. Rebounds in the crease. And it's pushed over to Oakes. He skates out with it. Oaks chasing after his own dump. Gets there along with Brockway. Millette able to glove down the puck. Oregon has to chase after it. And now Scantleberry settling it down. Reverse for Oregon. Looks up ice. Lead pass. Finds Bussell. Has DeCumbus with him. But Bussell didn't get that pass where he wanted it to. Centering feed by DeCumbus came all the way through. Johnson back on goal. And Bussell scores. Jamie Bussell coming out from behind the net. Just found the puck on his stick. And Alex Johnson gets the assist. And it's a 3-0 Prowler lead. Bussell didn't get what he wanted on the original pass. But he did get what he wanted as Johnson's shot didn't get on goal. But it still ended up on his tape, and Gonzalez came all the way out to challenge Johnson. And that left a lot of open space for Bussell. Prowlers back in. It batted around and ends up behind the net. Marty down deep. Fox works it up top. Johnson floats it low. Price tries to cut in. And now he'll cycle it around. Millette fresh off the bench. Let it go by. Price swoops in for it. Tried the Michigan, and it just couldn't get it up on his stick. You imagine that in your first weekend of pro hockey. He did try and lift it up. And Lockhart backpedaling. Got it up towards Millette. Miguel Diaz stepped in front. So they announce Alex Johnson has the only assist on the goal by Jamie Bussell. Now Johnson picking up a helper in his 400th, career FPHL game. Lockney works in. Tried to slide it down the boards. DeCumbus couldn't push it out towards Lockney. Hall gave it away. DeCumbus' shot blocked by Rotundi. DeCumbus down low. Comes all the way around for Parsons, and he'll put it back deep. Prowler cycling well in this period. Lockney turns and fires. That hit a body. Heinzel in deep. Spins away from a check of Rotundi. Millette changes direction, and he goes to Parsons. Lockney behind the net. Watched by Rotundi. Lockney looking for a pass. Tried to give it to Marty, but that one didn't get all the way through. Parsons claps it back around. Prowler's in the midst of a change, and now they'll head back after it. Scantleberry recollects in the neutral zone. Trying to weave around a few rockers. He's back in his own end, and he'll rev the engines. Scantleberry dumps it around. And delayed offsides here against the Prowlers. They have to touch up. Ronan for Milam. Fed across. Diver. Back from Milam. Kicked off his skate. Diver fanned on the pass. Scantleberry right on top of him. And Diver able to get it out of the zone, at least momentarily. Another delayed offsides against the Prowlers. Milam to Diver as the Rockers having all kinds of trouble making a pass here. Finally, they get to Gagnon, who tipped it in, but from his own side of center. That's an icing against Motor City. Now, Prowlers haven't had the puck much in this last minute or two, but the Rockers haven't done much with it. As Port Huron setting up a nice trap in the neutral zone and not giving Motor City anything, while also putting on enough pressure that the Rockers unable to even skate out with it. Now, Jamie Bussell now has goals in back-to-back games after scoring the 10th goal last night for Port Huron. There's Price over to Fox, and he couldn't get that one in the wheelhouse for a one-timer. Now Fox to Price. Hand it back off. Fox, shot stopped by Gonzalez. And he's able to cover the rebound with Welsh and Diver battling right in front. So Tyler Fox with a good chance there. Gonzalez keeps it a 3-0 game with Port Huron Prowlers. We'll be right back here in Port Huron. Prowlers in control.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Past the midway point of this hockey game at McMorran Place. Prowlers with 3 goals, Rockers with 3 shots on goal. And Port Huron in control. They have 3 goals on 22 attempts at Ricky Gonzalez. Yoshi has had a quiet night down in the end to our left and down to our right, of course, in that first period. Sure, he doesn't mind too much. I already made the chair joke last night, but might come up again. Ronan wins this face-off back. Colton trying to move it out of the zone. Lockhart couldn't get to it as he stumbled. Gagnon cycles it down and around. To a side scrum along the boards. Gagnon trying to dig it free, and he does. Put it right back into the scrum. At the point, Colton right back down the boards once again, and the Prowlers take over. McGill Diaz in his own end, watched by 2 Prowlers. Checo, back for Colton. That kicked off of Gagnon. Johnson got down to control it. He's dumped by Checo. McGill Diaz takes a look, winds and fires, kick save by Yoshi. And Price flips it ahead, gets after it himself, throws on the brakes, sent it across for Welsh. Kicked off his skate. Welsh works up the boards, down for Bussell. Bounced up top, Brockway floats it through, and punched out by Gonzalez. Moved around to the near side. Organ pinches in to keep it deep. Millette fires it across, looking for Scantleberry. That kicked off of Josh Colton's skate. And it goes up out of play. 8:33 left to go in period 2. And the Rockers may be trying to raise up the physicality here. As Corey Checo threw a big hit on Alex Johnson. Rockers now have more shots on goal than the Prowlers have goals, by the way, as Nick McGill Diaz's attempt on goal is number 4. They try and stretch it on for Rivers, goes past the net. Rivers wins the race, so no icing. Loose puck grabbed by Heinzel. Heinzel trying to move it up the boards. Still battled for there. Graham gets it through for DeCumbis. And now Heinzel skates into it. Moved out to the middle of the ice. Marty swiped at it and missed. And TJ Sneath able to get it deep. Parsons works out. Over to Marty on the right wing. Fires it right in on Gonzalez. He'll catch and hold. And get yet another whistle here. The Prowlers getting a fresh group out there here. It's Bussell, Scantleberry, and Millette. And there seems to be a controversy over on the Motor City bench over if they're allowed to change or not. And now they will be allowed to get some fresh troops out. Port Huron again going with Bussell, Scantleberry, and Millette up front. And their top pairing of Johnson and Lockhart on the back end. Alex Johnson and Brett Lockhart to this point, the only players on the roster to play in all 52 games for the Prowlers this season. Johnson played in all 56 last year. He was the only Prowler to achieve that. As Millette backpedals. Over for Lockhart. Millette takes a look. Back for Lockhart. That's the red line. On for Bussell. Has Lockhart going to the net. Tried to feed it there. McGill Diaz got his stick in the way. Oakes muscled to the boards by Scantleberry. Dumped back in by Bussell. Gonzalez takes a look. Moves it over to the near side. McGill Diaz float pass. Hall trying to settle it down. Delayed offsides against Motor City here as Hall preceded the puck into the zone. Prowlers go for a two-line pass that Checo cuts off. Johnson after that dump in. He's watched by Brendan Ronan in the slot. 7:10 left to go in period 2. Port Huron with a 3-0 lead. Most of the action tonight has been in Ricky Gonzalez's end, whether it be down to our right as it is now or down to our left. Here's a centering pass. Graham stopped by Gonzalez as he robs Matt Graham on the doorstep. Scantleberry turning on Gagnon. Oregon takes a look. Up for Welsh. Across Scantleberry. Comes in and shot off of Diver's stick. And up out of play. As the clock here at McMorran Place seems to be getting stuck. It's happened a couple of times now. They've reset it now to 6:17. Either way, this face-off to Gonzalez's right, and Prowlers assistant coach Chris Paulin giving Tyler Fox a shot between the two top wingers, Lucas Lockney and Reggie Millette. Colton, indirect pass, trying to catch Rivers firing up ice. Rivers wins the race to the puck. Heinzel puts him into the boards. Tellstrom centering feed, and Sneath couldn't get that one cleanly. Fox trying to kick it along. He was taken down. Here's Rivers dragging it through. Didn't get a shot off. And Parsons puts him into the boards. It's moved on for Lockney. One-on-one against Milam. Heinzel hustling to join him. Lockney tried to center. And it hit Milam. So he couldn't get through for Adam Heinzel. Millette fires it around to Lockney. Centered for Bussell. Has to glove it back down. Bussell on his backhand. Now for Millette. Backhand, he scores! Millette gloved it down and fired a backhander upstairs. And the Prowlers make it 4. A casual play from Reggie Millette. Settled down the saucer pass from Jamie Bussell. Had to glove it down. Saw it on his stick, took a look over his shoulder, and just fired it to the top corner. And Millette has his 17th goal of the season. And how about a 3-point night now for Reggie Millette? And now the Prowlers have evened their goal total with the Rockers' shot total. Now looking for more. Here's Oregon, and he missed the net. Oh, goes off the back glass. And we have a penalty coming up. It's like elbowing the signal, and the Prowlers will go to their 3rd power play of the game. As they give Bussell and Lockney the assist on the goal by Millette. Port Huron back to the man advantage, 1 for 2 so far tonight. As Matt Graham leads his unit out there, he has the power play goal. He also has a penalty that negated most of Port Huron's 2nd power play. This penalty comes 13 seconds after the Millette goal. Millette part of this unit. And Graham wins it back. Person sets it up to Millette. Walks in, fires, and it's fought off by Gonzalez. Johnson recollects, goes across to Lockney. He has space, he scores! The rout is on at McMorran Place. 5-0 Prowlers. Nineteenth of the year for Lockney in game number 27. And his 8 power play goals now tied with Alex Johnson for the most on the team. And one of the biggest crowds that I've seen this season, possibly the biggest, being treated to a show by the Port Huron Prowlers. Gagnon able to send this one into Port Huron's end. And now the Prowlers with 5 goals on the board. Rockers still with 4 shots for the game. Here's Fox turning the corner, backdoor play. That was blocked by a sliding Milam. Checo for Corgan, and he moves it ahead. So Alex Johnson and Brian Parsons picking up the assists on the goal by Lockney. There's more than a couple multi-point nights on the board for the Prowlers. Still another period to go as Heinzel's shot just slipped wide along the ice. Welsh stick handles himself out of a couple of rockers. Brockway shoots. That one stopped by Gonzalez. And Corgan content to just ice the puck here. 4:01 left to go in period 2. We'll take a break. Prowlers up by a handful here on the PHP Network.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
Back here in Port Huron, 5-0 Prowlers, late stages of the Hungry Howie's second period. Yoshi taking a knee, down 2 hour left as he does every TV timeout, although I wonder if he wants a chair down there. His team has found the back of the net more times than the Rockers have found a shot on goal tonight. Face-off win escapes the zone. Brockway up to Organ. Lead pass for Bussell. He tries to dance around McGill Diaz. Couldn't get it on the other side though as Gonzalez covered up. And Jamie Bussell tried to hop around Nick McGill Diaz there. Bussell with a goal and an assist already here tonight. Reggie Millette leading the charge with 3 points. There are 4 more Prowlers with multi-point nights. Scantleberry off the draw. Over to Organ, in front looking for Bussell. That was kicked out by Gonzalez. A rocker was tripped up here. I believe the Prowlers are going to the penalty kill. And it will be Jamie Bussell for tripping. Motor City gets its 2nd man advantage of the night. Trying to find the scoreboard for the first time. As Bussell got the stick in on Jamison Milam, who, by the way, has played 956 professional games now, which I was talking with Brady Beaton the Motor City Rockers, their broadcaster, we decided that that's probably the most by any player who has played in the FPHL. I know Dustin Henning celebrated 500 professional games a couple of years ago when he was a Prowler, but as far as fully pro games, again, not just FPHL, Jameson Milam has been around a long time. Here's Fox working on Milam. It's out from behind the net, and Fox will skate back to his own end. Also of note tonight, as far as games played go, besides that and Alex Johnson playing his 400th game, Matt Graham playing his 438th career FPHL game. That passes Ahmed Mahfouz, the third most in league history. Vinny DeCumbus off the glass. McGill Diaz knocked it down. Hunter Hall up high. McGill Diaz couldn't get a good touch on it, and the puck escapes the zone. Minute 8 left on this Rockers power play. Hall drops it off for Sneak, fresh off the bench. His pass hit a Prowler, and it bounces to neutral ice. Rotundi floats it right in past Yoshi and off the back boards. Ronan takes a look. On goal, just missed wide. I think he was looking for the stick of Rotundi, who is standing right in front. 40 seconds left on this Rockers power play. Gullo harassed by Scantleberry. Tellstrom able to touch it deep. Yoshi out to play it. He'll fire it around. Colton got it back deep. Colton and Scantleberry get to that puck together, and Scantleberry through the body. Gullo over to Colton. His shot rose over top of the cage. Ronan kept it in. Final 10 seconds ticking off this Rockers power play. It's Gullo walking the line. Scantleberry mirrored him the whole way. Colton in front, tipped wide by Rotundi, and Rotundi knocked down by Scantleberry, and the Rockers will be going right back to the power play. Ronan had his shot blocked. Zach Zolkanich on the Rockers bench bidding for 2 penalties as Scantleberry knocked Rotundi down again. Meanwhile, still 6-on-5 attack for Motor City on the delayed call. Shot on goal, stopped by Yoshi, rebound right back into Yoshi. He'll hang on and we'll get the penalty. So Motor City going to power plays 3 and 4 of the night, I believe, as 4 fingers were up from Steve Gowdy, the referee. Didn't get any shots on goal during the 2 minutes of Jamie Bussell's tripping minor. This will be a double minor against Tucker Scantleberry. Be sure to stick around for the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report. When we take a look back at this game, we'll chat about it. Let's take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule, the out-of-town scores, game stats, and more. It's all coming up on the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report. Milam unloads and they score. That changed direction on the way through. Not sure if it was Hall or Sneath who got a touch on it. And 4 seconds into the power play, the Rockers strike back. So that will take care of the first penalty. Scantleberry will still be in the box for another minute and 56 seconds. And it looks like that goal will go to Hall. So that makes it a 5-1 game. And again, the Prowlers still with some time to kill here. Off the face-off, Rockers set up in their own end to move up ice. It's McGill Diaz who had a power play goal last night. Off for Rivers. Oregon able to grab that dump and clear down. So Milam and Sneath pick up the assist on the goal by Hall, who's right in front of Yoshi and able to change the direction of that Milam shot. As Sneath stays red hot offensively. Here's Colton for McGill Diaz, and now Rivers. The pass got through him as McGill Diaz was upended. Hall down for Sneath. looks in front, goes to the top. Miguel Diaz shoots, and I think Yoshi got a piece. Miguel Diaz again, and a tip by Hall. Couldn't find the target. Final seconds ticking off this second period. It's sent down ice, and that will do it for the middle 20 here at McMorran Place. Prowlers head to the locker room with a 5-1 lead. Shots on goal in that second period, and I'm not kidding, 21 for the Prowlers, 5 for the Motor City Rockers. For the game, the shots are 31-7 in favor of the Port Huron Prowlers, who have absolutely dominated this game, and they have gotten rewarded for it, trying to win their 10th in the Battle of I-94 this season. This is game 12 of 14. Prowlers 9-1-1 in the Battle of I-94, and we'll see if they're able to hang on to a 4-goal lead in the third period. That's something that they very well should do. And we'll see them for the final 20 minutes. We'll see if we can get another first pro goal here tonight. We saw one from Tyler Fox. Tim Organ, the only one left to get that first pro goal. Rockers, by the way, will have 55 seconds of power play time when we come back for period 3. Coming up on the PHP Network, the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report. We will take a look at this game so far, go over everything that's happened, also take a look at the out-of-town scores, Prowlers' upcoming schedule, and much more. All of that coming up again on the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report, and that all right here on the PHP Network. Let's secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game. That will be Friday, April 11th. They take on these same Motor City Rockers as the final home game of the regular season for the Prowlers, and that means it is Fan Appreciation Night in Port Huron, and you'll be able to meet your favorite Prowlers after the game as well. But it's a special night as we celebrate you, the fans. So be sure to come out to McMorran Place and be appreciated by the Prowlers players. We appreciate you for all your support all season long. You get your tickets online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan that QR code on your screen now to be part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season and be appreciated on Fan Appreciation Night. Prowlers up 5-1 through 40 minutes of play. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
They're cleaning up the Chuck-a-Pucks here at McMorran Place. Prowlers with a 5-1 lead on the Motor City Rockers. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. And yet another dominating effort in the Battle of I-94 here for the Port Huron Prowlers. Last couple of years, Rockers did win the Battle of I-94. Those series felt a lot closer. But, I mean, as of late, it's just seemed like the Rockers have had absolutely no answers for the Prowlers. I mean, last night, a 7-goal win for Port Huron. 2 weeks ago, back-to-back 4-goal victories for the Prowlers. And they've just been by far the better team. Of course, this is the best the Prowlers have been all year, and that's what you'll get towards the end of the year, putting your best team on the ice. But even tonight and this weekend, Prowlers not putting their best team on the ice, trying to get everybody eligible for playoffs and sitting some of their regulars, guys who you expect to be in that Game 1 playoff lineup. Last night was Matt Graham and Tucker Scantleberry. Tonight, Austin Federley and Daniel Chartrand. But speaking of Graham, he has a goal tonight. Tyler Fox, his first pro goal. And in that second period, Prowlers getting goals from Jamie Bussell, Reggie Millette, and Lucas Lockney. And Millette gloving down a pass from Jamie Bussell. He just saucered it on his backhand, and it was right about chest to shoulder level on Millette. He caught it, dropped it to his stick, took a look over his shoulder, and fired a backhander at Pete Gonzalez to the top corner. That is our proper 12 shot of the night. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Rockers were able to pick up a power play goal late in that one from Hunter Hall. They'll still have 55 seconds of power play time to work with when we begin the third. But certainly good news for the Prowlers that they keep beating up on the Motor City Rockers. The problem is, for me, I don't know what you get out of it. I'm going to have to ask assistant coach Chris Paulin after the game when he comes up to do his interview what the Prowlers are getting out of continuously beating up on the same opponent. And I mean, you have to play the teams that are in front of you, but I mean, last few weeks you're taking on a team in the Rockers 4 times over the last 3 weeks, including this weekend. And that's a team that's barely hanging on to that 5th spot in the Empire Division and will be by far the fewest points for a playoff team if they are able to hold on and make it in the FPHL this season. And then you have the Mississippi Seawolves, who are not playoff bound, and HC Venom, who are chasing the Rockers for that final playoff spot in the Empire. So you're facing this lower competition over these past few weeks. You'll face these Rockers again 2 more times before the season is out. At least next weekend you get to see the Carolina Thunderbirds, who are a top team in the Continental Division, and maybe then you can figure out exactly what you have. That will be the true measuring stick, the true test for Port Huron. But besides 6 points besides some bragging rights. Again, I'll talk to Prowlers assistant coach Chris Paul and see if he can shed some more light on what his team's been able to work on and what they've been able to get out of these games. It's been tough, and you know, these aren't necessarily the most fun games to watch. Surely if you're a fan and you just want to watch your team beat up on the Rockers, it's fun a few times, but it's just over and over again. Prowlers beating up on these Motor City Rockers. And we'll see if Motor City can punch back, because there's a Rockers team that is supposedly going to be in the play-in, likely going to be in that play-in, and that play-in will likely be in Watertown against the Wolves unless something crazy happens. And they will have to put forth much better effort in that game than they have against the Prowlers as of late if they want to get anywhere against the Wolves. We shall see. Of course, still plenty of time left to go in this game. 20 more minutes for the Rockers to at least show something and get themselves some momentum. They'll be going into Denville next weekend, take on the Dashers. And we've seen recently the Dashers are a scrappy group as they push the Wolves to the brink, lost on a last-second goal. They beat the Venom last week, played a tight game against the Hat-Tricks last week, so certainly the Dashers are not a team to be taken lightly. And we'll see if the Rockers can make sure they take care of business against them, but they certainly haven't taken care of any business against the Port Huron Prowlers as of late, as we take a look at the staggering shots numbers along with the rest of the stats in this game. Prowlers up on shots 32-7, and Port Huron gets the first 3 shots of the third, which is unlikely the Rockers on a power play, but let's pretend for a moment. Then the Prowlers will have 5 times as many shots as Motor City. Right now about 4.5 times as many shots as the Rockers, which is just a ridiculous number at this point. Port Huron 2 for 3 on the power play. They've been getting the man advantage to work, both goals coming from that top unit led by Matt Graham and Lucas Lockney, who have those goals. Reggie Millette assisting on both, or on at least one of those goals. And it's just been another dominant performance for the Port Huron Prowlers against the Motor City Rockers. Another in a long line of them this season. Prowlers 9-1-1 against Motor City this year. And after giving up a season low 2 shots in the first period, they give up 4 in the second, or 5 in the second, pardon me, which again is one of the lowest shot totals they've given up in any period this year. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will take a look at what's next for the Prowlers. Also look around the FPHL, as most of the other games have dropped the puck and gotten their action going, and then we will begin period number 3. So don't go anywhere. Much more to come here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at @PHProwlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Back here at McMorran Place, getting set to wrap up the second intermission. And it's the Prowlers 5, the Rockers 1. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us once again here tonight in game number 52 of 56 this season and number 12 of 14 in the Battle of I-94. And what does that mean? Well, it means we can see the end of the calendar. It is coming here as these are the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Prowlers will have one more home and home against the Motor City Rockers, but next week they go and face off against the Carolina Thunderbirds, their final road trip of the regular season to begin the month of April. Both of those games, of course, streamed here live on the PHP Network. 7:35 and 6:05 puck drops from Winston-Salem. I know, a scary proposition. Prowlers going to Winston-Salem in April. Don't worry, season's not on the line. We'll be fine. There will be another week or two at least after that weekend. As again, Prowlers wrap up the regular season against the Rockers. One last Battle of I-94 and the final tune-up for the playoffs. And the game here on Friday, April 11th, that is Fan Appreciation Night. So come out, be appreciated, and come meet your favorite Prowlers as well. Should be a great game. And then the season wraps up at Big Boy Arena, 7:05 p.m. on April the 12th. We will, of course, be there at Big Boy Arena, as we are for every Prowlers road game, all 56 right here on the PHP Network, and we will be wherever the Prowlers are for round one of the Commissioner's Cup playoffs. Right now, it is looking like Danbury, and it looks like right now the Prowlers will be home on Friday and then in Danbury Saturday, Sunday. But if this score holds and the score that I'm about to show you also holds, things will get a little bit tight. So we take a look at the out-of-town scores. Binghamton up 3-0 on Danbury right now through 20 minutes of play. Prowlers 6 points back of Danbury right now for second in the division. And if those scores hold, these scores, the one here and the one there, hold, Prowlers will be just 3 points back. Binghamton outshot Danbury 22-8 in the first period and got goals from Austin Thompson, Kyle Steffen, and Zach Sirota. That Rubik's Cube that is HC Venom right now puzzling the Columbus River Dragons as Nikolai Salov has the only goal. Venom up 1-0 through 20 minutes in Columbus. And about to drop the puck a few minutes from now in Danville. Dashers hosting the Watertown Wolves. At the first intermission in Athens, Lobsters get a goal from Andrew Stefura. And that one, the only tally here so far. And for Stefura, his first pro goal. And it is 1-0 Lobsters. They lead the Zydeco at Aikens Ford Arena. The Bobcats have blown things open in Winston-Salem, getting second period goals from Hunter Godmere, Brendan Reller, Carson Andrioli, and Daniel Klenecki. They're all over the Thunderbirds, 5-0 right now. And Monroe in Mississippi getting set to drop the puck at the Snake Pit down in Monroe. And that one, again, coming up in just a few short minutes. In case you missed it, in case you're just rejoining us, another look at the stats from tonight's game. That second line, certainly the most jarring of the four. 32-7, the official shot totals favoring the Port Huron Prowlers. Not great for Yoshi's save percentage, but certainly great for him having a pretty quiet night in between the pipes for the Prowlers. As we take a look at our PHP Network trivia question here, and as I mentioned, we've had to amend the answer to this question. But Bobby Price and Drew Welsh scored their first pro goals last night. Want to know how many first pro goals have been scored by Prowlers this season? Well, Tyler Fox scoring tonight made it 8. Along with Fox, Price, and Welsh, you have Ben Brockway, who did in Danville, Braden Simmons-Fisher, who did it against Athens a few weeks ago here at McMorran Place, Dylan Marty, who did it at Big Boy Arena in Fraser a couple weeks ago, Kenny Stiles, who got his first goal here at McMorran Place earlier this year, and Isaiah Paris, the only one on the list no longer with the Prowlers, also got his first goal. That came back on opening weekend in October. Paris, now a member of the Mississippi Seawolves. But 8, your answer tonight, as the Rockers get set for 55 seconds of power play time to begin period number 3. Ricky Gonzalez in the goal crease, down 2 hour left. He's been busy, 27 saves on 32 shots. Yoshihiro Kuriowa left the chair in the locker room. He'll stand in the blue paint, but he has only faced 7 shots, stopping 6 of them here tonight. Skittleberry back to the box. It's Fox and Sneath to open up period 3, and we're underway. The Scholes Family McDonald's third period begins with a clear from Brett Lockhart. Nick McGill-Diaz works up, and he rims it all the way around. Lockhart tries to keep it moving, and Fox able to find it and send it down. Fresh killers on the ice for the Prowlers as Rivers tips it in to Port Huron's end. Heinzel claps it around. Hall able to keep it in. Price right in on him. Price couldn't get it out though. And on this opportunity, Bobby Price sends it down ice. Final 10 seconds ticking off this Rockers power play. Adam Heinzel turns one last clear, and that will do it. Rockers get 1 shot on goal during the Scantleberry double minor, and it went in the back of the net. And here's Port Huron. Bussell fires, it's blocked on the backhand, and it's Gonzalez able to track it and make the save. Missed pass, Scantleberry takes advantage. Working on Colton. Throws on the brakes, hands it off for Bussell. Turns, sends it down deep. Hit the stanchion. Colton claps it around in Checo's direction. Now Rotundi hanging out behind his own net. Both teams getting fresh troops off the bench. Lockney able to recollect that puck. His dump glove down. Millette across for Graham. Waits, floats it towards the cage, steered to the corner by Gonzalez. Millette down for Lockney. Tries the Michigan. Oh, he hit the post. Now Graham a wrap chance, and he scores! Lucas Lockney trying to be sneaky with the Michigan. Matt Graham will just keep it along the ice and get his second of the night. Well, why not try it if you're Lucas Lockney? He tried it yesterday, I believe. Couldn't get it. Hit the post this time. Matt Graham able to slip it under the pad of Ricky Gonzalez. Again, second of the night for Graham, 22nd of the year. Team high for Matt Graham. Here's Fox working in. Tried to drop it off for Welsh, but Gullo got in the way. Welsh plays it off the far boards for Price. Takes a look, back to Welsh, and slipped it down deep. He couldn't get it on goal. Hall Got it out of the zone, and Oaks able to send it in. How about another assist for Reggie Millette? Lucas Lockney getting the other one. Hall takes a look, fires it rink wide through the seam, and Miguel Diaz collects it off the wall. Down low, looking for Hall. He couldn't drag it to the forehand. Hall surrounded. Heinzel goes up the boards. Price chopped at it along with Diver. Puck just does escape the Prowlers zone. And Gullo goes back to Miguel Diaz. Vinny DeCumbus works up. Able to poke it in, head after it. 3 Prowlers going after that puck. Bussell cuts it off behind the net. Up for Scantleberry. Had his pocket picked. Bussell recollects and sends Scantleberry after it. Scantleberry off the boards. Comes right in front. As a couple of players just missed on it. Rockers able to work back to Port Huron's end. Milam pinching in. Got it down for Tellstrom. Gave it right back. Milam on goal. Hit the post. Not sure if that changed direction on the way through. A backhander. Ends up in the far corner. There was a number of players between Milam and the net. I didn't even really see that puck go through. Just heard it hit the post. Puck out in front, and they score. Eli Rivers able to put it home at the top of the crease and get one back for Motor City 4 minutes into period 3. Certainly tough to keep Eli Rivers off the score sheet for an entire game. He gets his team high 28th of the year, 54th point this season for Rivers. Makes it a 6-2 game. Chaos in the Prowlers' end. They just couldn't recollect themselves. Ryan Rotundi gets the red line, claps it in, hit Lockhart with it. And now Johnson over to Lockhart. Moved along, Graham skates into it. As Lockney with him on his left, gives it there. Millette going to the net, and Lockney's shot shouldered away by Gonzalez. Johnson off for Lockhart. TJ Sneath and Matthias Tellstrom get the assist. Another multi-point game for Sneath. Here's Ronan whiffing on a shot. And Lockney the other direction. Prowlers in the midst of a change. Puck came to the bench. Couple guys had to hop back up to make sure there weren't too many out there. Lockney still with it. Goes over to Welsh. Enters the offensive zone. Off for Fox. And pokes it deep. McGill Diaz. Rink wide feed to an area. Ronan able to poke it down off the end wall. Fox taken in by Hall. To a side scrum on that puck. Hall pulls it out. Couldn't dangle around Adam Heinzel. Glove down by McGill Diaz. On goal. Hall in tight. That hit iron. Puck still in the crease. Yoshi swimming. And it's poked to the far corner. Welsh just able to get it out. That will be an icing. But it puts out the fire momentarily. We'll take a break. 14:21 left to go in period 3. Each team with a goal. Early in the third, Prowlers maintaining a 4-goal lead.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
back here in Port Huron, early stages of the third. Prowlers maintaining their 4-goal lead after a goal from Matt Graham and a goal from Eli Rivers that came exactly 2 minutes apart. Graham's goal exactly 2 minutes in, and Rivers' goal exactly 4 minutes into period number 3. And the thing that I said was unlikely to happen during the intermission, but would have given the Prowlers 5 times as many shots as the Rockers. That happened. Port Huron did get the first 3 shots of the third before that Rivers goal, so at one point it was 35-7, the shot totals. And if you do the math, that's 5 times as many. Here's Price off the block shot on a breakaway. Had his stick lifted, and a penalty coming up. And hooking called against McGill Diaz. They signal the penalty, not the penalty shot. But a great play by Bobby Price. Blocked the shot, show off the wheels. And he at least draws the call. And he did force Gonzalez to make a save as well, so that probably factored into the decision to call it a penalty and not a penalty shot, as he did get a backhander off in tight. But not quite as much as certainly he was looking for. That top power play unit out there right now, Matt Graham's group. And Graham wins the face-off back. Parsons over to Millette. Prowlers 2 for 3 on the power play so far. As Parsons' shot was blocked on the way through. I think he was looking for Johnson's stick. Lockney turns up ice, chips it in, sidesteps a check, and Graham after it. Centering feed, Johnson, Lockney, score! Tic-tac-toe passing, and the extra point is good for the Prowlers. Second power play goal of the night for Lucas Lockney. His 9th power play goal of the season, and make it 20 goals on the year for number 77 in just 27 games. Matt Graham and Alex Johnson will get the assists. And that power play 3 for 4 tonight after going 2 for 4 last night. And if you're playing the percentages, that's pretty good. I think that puck may have hit somebody on the Prowler bench. That was the reason for the whistle. They'll bring the draw all the way back to Yoshi's end. With two number 17, Scantleberry and Sneath on this face-off. Scantleberry snaps it back for right to Yoshi. He'll cover up and get another draw. Our Prowlers now outscoring the Rockers 17-5 this weekend as Rivers dangles, but Bussell stayed right with him and took the puck. Scantleberry shoots, and it's shouldered away, and then Bussell knocked it down, but with a high stick, so that wouldn't have counted even if he was able to put that in the net. And Scantleberry, the next one to touch it, they blow it dead. Would have been impressive, but not a goal from Jamie Bussell. Already has a goal and an assist here tonight. That top line back out there for the Prowlers. Lockney, Millette, and Graham. Those three combining for 11 points tonight. 4 for each Lockney and Millette, 3 for Matt Graham. On 5 goals and 6 assists. Here's Matthias Tellstrom turning the corner. His shot knocked down. It's at the side of the net, and Alex Johnson rescues it from danger. Lockhart off the glass, got it out of the zone. Milam chopped at it to lay it offside against the Prowlers, so the Rockers get a chance to escape their own end. Diver gets the red line and tossed it right out of play. So it'll be a souvenir and send somebody ducking down in the lower section. We'll get another face-off right in front of the penalty boxes. Trine line out there for Port Huron, along with Brockway and Oregon. And off the face-off, Ben Brockway for Oregon. He works in. Able to chip it deep and head after it himself. Checo tried to move it up. Oregon bounced it right back. Now Checo on for Corgan. Across looking for Ronan. That hopped over his stick. Yoshi moved it up. Fox for Welsh. Had it poked away. Checo cross corner dump. Parsons first one on it. He's taken in. 3 Prowlers, 2 Rockers looking for that puck. They continue to dig away. We're past 8 minutes gone in period 3. Prowlers with a 5-goal lead and well in control. Parsons off the boards. Kept in by McGill Diaz. Across one-timer, they score. Chris Corgan able to get himself free on the other side. And the Rockers have their 3rd of the night. Oh, Corgan, who's been scratched the last few, didn't play last weekend, didn't play last night. Now has his 9th goal of the season, 5th with the Rockers. This is game number 10 for him since being acquired from the Monroe Moccasins. 2nd stint with Motor City for Corgan. And he brings the Rockers within 4. Maybe a couple of defensive lapses here for Port Huron that the coaching staff might not like in this 3rd period. The Rivers goal and the Corgan goal. McGill Diaz played it up the boards and right into Jamie Bussell. McGill Diaz will try the far side now. Got it to Hall. As Oaks breaking. Couldn't get it to him. Bounced back to Hunter Hall, but he's in offside as Oaks preceded the play. Nick McGill Diaz gets the only assist, at least as it's listed right now, on the goal by Chris Corgan. DeCumbus and Gullo get set for this face-off. DeCumbus getting a shot with Lockney and Millette. That's where he was last night with Matt Graham sitting out of the lineup. Lockney puts a check on Hall. Hall works in, his shot gloved down by Yoshi. He went to go play it, but he hung on too long as he drew the whistle from the referee. Just over 11 minutes left of playing time before we can put this one in the books. Rockers already with 5 shots in this 3rd period. They had 5 shots all of the 2nd period and 7 shots all the first 40 minutes. One-timer off the face-off, hit some traffic on the way through. Not sure if it was Tellstrom or Brockway who got hit with that drive by Rivers. Icing waved off. Rotundi moves it around, got past Oregon, and that will be no icing the other way. Brockway got over to the far side. DeCumbus after it. Lockney had it knocked off his stick. Tellstrom worked over by DeCumbus. Millette keeps it alive at the point. Over to Johnson. He shoots, and that one off the stick of Colton. And it rises up out of play. New line out there right now will be Price, Graham, and Marty. Graham, one of 2 Prowlers on hat trick watch right now, along with Lucas Lockney. They both got their 2nd goals of the game here in this 3rd period. Colton just rips it out of the zone, tried to send Rivers off to the races. And they call it no icing as Lockhart won the race to the puck. Marty looking towards Graham, but he stopped up just a bit too much on the blue line, and that draws the play offside. Faceoff comes over to the far side. We approach the midway point of period 3. Both teams with 2 goals in this final frame of regulation. Still 4-goal advantage for the home side. Marty at the red line, rips it around. Price first one there, tried to send it right on net, trying to catch Gonzalez napping, and he was able to keep it out of the goal. Parsons clearing attempt, hit Oak's stick. Johnson for Welsh, has to deal with Milam off the bench. Welsh hands it off. Price didn't have it in a shooting position. Here's Parsons, shoots and a save. Rebound, goes wide, wrap chance. That one wouldn't go for Fox. It was right along the goal line. Scantlebury works back in. Pass across, blocked by a diving Rotundi. Rockers back with numbers. It's Corgan right on net, off of Yoshi's glove. And now Scantlebury back the other direction. By himself with his team changing. Pulls it between his legs, all the way around the net. Scantlebury has help now as he hands it off for Brockway. Bussell chasing after it. Throws the body into Checo. They dig away. And Milam over to Rotundi. Off the glass out of the zone, that goes all the way down, and icing called against the Motor City Rockers. 8:36 left to go in period 3. They're going back and forth here in this third frame, but the Prowlers still up by 4. We'll be right back.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here in Port Huron, Prowlers up 7-3. And they'll get the offensive zone face-off after the icing. Another mixed line out there. Bussell, DeCumbis, and Marty. And Dylan Murray, the extra forward tonight, has been through all the lines. Getting some opportunities. He had a couple of goals last night. And here he comes off the face-off. And a shot blocked by Rotundi, a little bit painfully, it looked like. Popped high up in the air. Corgan baseball swung at it. And that's strike 1. Checo. Soft dump in as he was met at the blue line by Adam Heinzel. Loose puck, DeCumbis starts his way up ice. Gets it in deep, heads after it. Diver got there first. Now DeCumbis with a steal. He's surrounded. Puck comes to the line. Lockhart got it through and it was blocked by some traffic. As Lockhart is just trying to find a shooting lane, had a couple of bodies right in front of him. Lockhart and Rivers come together. Graham off for Lockney. He turns his way up ice. Off the backboards, Lockney back after it. Up high, Johnson just did keep it in. Tried to wrist it through, it was blocked. Graham centered, Lockney continues the cycle. Off for Millette. off the corner boards, and Diver kept it from popping out in front. Sneath takes over for Motor City. Gets to the red line, gets to the Prowler blue, and he sends it around, and he's sent down to the ice by Brett Lockhart. Graham just tosses it out all the way down. Prowler's trying to change here, and a fight going on right in front of the Port Huron bench. A couple of Prowlers jumping on a rocker here. I'm not sure what started that. Oakes now trying to tackle Bussell. Those two separated by linesmen. There's still a fray down on the ice. Oakes now after Graham. Dallas Mitchell, the linesman, trying to drag Rotundi away from the pile. It looks like now everybody done. Lockhart and Rotundi barking at each other. No idea what started all of that. Everybody getting involved though. As Rotundi, I assume Rotundi went after one of the Prowlers who was heading off the ice, possibly Lockhart, because a couple more Prowlers jumped in to defend Brett Lockhart. Jamie Bussell involved, Matt Graham involved. Bussell and Lockhart are in the penalty boxes, or in the penalty box, and so is Ryan Rotundi. They were being delivered their equipment, but Steve Gowdy wants some privacy. They won't let anybody come over there right now. And the barking now going on between the benches. Hunter Hall, namely the jaw that I see moving over on the Rockers side. Brian Parsons giving it right back on the Prowlers side. We'll see exactly what comes out of this. 6:51 left to go in regulation. It's really broken loose here for the first time this weekend. Stayed relatively tame besides the fight between Wells and Simmons Fisher last night, but that's your straight up fight. This was more of everybody getting on everybody, and now the linesman right in front of the benches trying to separate everyone as Alex Johnson had skated up to the red line to chat with Nick McGill-Diaz, who's also right on the red line. The linesmen certainly had their hands full with that scrum. And now it's the referee's turn to have their hands full with some paperwork. Just trying to figure out exactly how these penalties should shake out. See Tucker Scantleberry and Josh Colton representing their teams at the referee circle. And nothing up on the big board yet, nothing down on my penalty sheet quite yet. We continue to wait. So let's give you some of the stats from tonight's game. Prowlers being led right now by Reggie Millette and Lucas Lockney. 4 points for each of them. Millette a goal and 3 assists. Lockney 2 and 2. Matt Graham 2 goals and an assist. Alex Johnson has 3 helpers, so those two with 3 assists each. Ryan Parsons, a couple of helpers. Jamie Bussell a goal and an assist. Tyler Fox's first pro goal. Not quite spreading out the offense as much as you saw last night, but still plenty of goals up on the board for the Prowlers. They've actually taken an assist away from TJ Sneath and given it to Nick McGill-Diaz, so he now has 2 helpers, and TJ Sneath down to 1 assist. This is a game that's been in the Prowlers' control really since midway through that second period. At least on the scoreboard. But on the ice, on the shot counter, it's been all Prowlers throughout this one. Shots are 41-13 at the moment. The Rockers have a game-high 6 shots in this third period. Prowlers had 22 by themselves in the second. So we'll see if anything goes up on the big board here. It doesn't appear that anything will. This might all just even out. It isn't nice and clean when that all happens. Again, we'll give you the penalties as soon as they come down on my penalty sheet. There doesn't seem to be any movement at the scorer's table to add anything to the scoreboard, as Brian Parsons and Nick McGill-Diaz having an animated conversation on the near side wing. Dallas Mitchell, the linesman, has come in to mediate. Parsons and McGill-Diaz, are they going to drop the gloves here? Brian Parsons, a defenseman, Nick McGill-Diaz, a defenseman, lined up on the wing, and that's what we'll get. They were jawing the whole time, and now they'll put their money where their mouths are. A grab, and Parsons gets McGill-Diaz's helmet off, and he's firing away and tackles McGill-Diaz down to the ice. Well, Brian Parsons and Nick McGill-Diaz, with all their jawing, decide to drop the mitts, and Parsons, with some good right hands, veteran move, grab the helmet and start whacking away. And certainly give Parsons the win on that fight. Like the win for Brian Simmons-Fisher last night on the fight against Tristan Wells. The penalties are still coming down here from the last fracas. Now this one will be easier to figure out. It's Brett Lockhart and Ryan Rotundi, 2 each for fighting. Cody Oakes and Jamie Bussell got 2 each for roughing, and Cody Oakes got a game misconduct for leaving the player's bench to get involved in that scrum. And now Tucker Scantleberry's drawn a penalty as he was down the ice trying to get up, and Mac Diver pushed him back down away from the puck. And now Heinzel coming in after Diver, and things continue to boil over. And Dallas Mitchell showing off the strength on Mac Diver, able to wrestle him. I believe Adam Heinzel may also be headed to the box. Well, things didn't escalate quite as much as you'd expect in a blowout last night, but the escalation has come here. 3 Rockers, 4 Prowlers in the respective penalty boxes, and Cody Oakes is in the locker room. And his night is over. Matt Graham making a motion with his skate, maybe like a kicking motion, as he talks with Steve Gowdy. Josh Colton over there as well. 2 minutes up on each side. So after the McGill-Diaz and Parsons 5 for fighting, now they're getting these other penalties down. Looks like it'll just be Diver for cross-checking and Heinzel for roughing. The original penalty was on Diver. And then Heinzel came in, got the roughing call, and defensive Scantleberry. We'll have some 4-on-4 hockey. Gullo, Hall, Gagnon, and Colton for the Rockers. Price, Fox, Johnson, and Organ for Port Huron. Johnson able to poke it away from Hall. Gagnon looking for that loose puck. Gagnon and Johnson spin each other down to the ice. Penalty coming up. And this looks like it will affect on-ice manpower. A holding penalty coming against Alex Johnson here. So Motor City will go to a 4-on-3 man advantage for 1 minute and 39 seconds, and then it will be 5-on-4 for the rest. 5th power play of the game for the Motor City Rockers here. Currently, Motor City 1 for 4 on the man advantage. The penalty sheet filling up now. Up to 60 combined penalty minutes, most of that coming here in the third period. As Chris Corrigan goes all the way back for it. McGill Diaz and Rotundi, who both appear on Rockers' power plays in the penalty boxes. It's Colton, Hall, Corrigan, and Gullo on this man advantage. Colton switches spots with Gullo as he dished it off. Hall shot blocked by Brockway. Shaking off that left hand. Colton walks, gives over to Hall. Brockway went down to need to block it, but Hall whiffed. Up top, Colton. Corrigan takes a look, back for Colton. Couldn't let it go as he had Graham closing in on it. Hall across. Corrigan lets it shot go and shouldered away by Yoshi. Yoshi chants coming down from the crowd as Hall tries a spin off of Matt Graham. On his backhand, push it up top and nobody home as he got between Colton and Gullo. 40 seconds left on the Rockers' power play. It will become a 5-on-4 15 seconds from now. Gullo up to Rivers. Goes on the brakes as he enters the offensive zone. Gullo walks in, across, looking for Colton. Wasn't in the wheelhouse. Now a 5-on-4 advantage as Rivers overskated the puck, but Heinzel couldn't grab it fresh out of the box. Oregon with a block of a seam pass, and he dumps it all the way down. That should take care of the rest of the penalty. And the Prowlers take care of another PK here. 4:15 left to go in regulation. They're in firm control of this hockey game. Tellstrom centered, Sneath one-timer, and Yoshi comes up with the stop. Popped up in the air, Decumbis able to glove it out of the zone. Diver, cross corner dump, puts it right back in. Oregon off the boards to Price, has some space. Tried to make a pass off, but he gave it right to Sneath. Back the other way comes Tellstrom. His shot blocked by Ben Brockway. Doing what he does best. And now he's on the puck. Price tied up with Milam. Brockway and Gagnon spun down to the ice. Penalty coming up. Gagnon wants after Brockway. They'll drop the mitts. At least trying to. Gagnon throws a punch. Brockway trying to get his gloves off. Brockway with a left. Wrestles Gagnon down. And that's a nice takedown for Ben Brockway. As Gagnon came right after him. And Brockway gets the crowd going. Gagnon being directed to the locker room. Brockway likely will head that direction as well, as there are fewer than 5 minutes left in regulation here. And another fight to figure out. We will take our final timeout with 3:24 left to go in regulation.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast Friday, April the 4th, when the Prowlers visit the Carolina Thunderbirds. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:35 p.m. Pregame show starts at 7:20-ish. It's all right here on the PHP Network. Final road trip of this regular season for the Port Huron Prowlers, visiting one of the best in the Continental Division in the Thunderbirds, who will be a great test heading into playoff time. Looks like the Rockers will end up with a power play out of this. They're 2 minutes up on Port Huron side. Brockway got the extra 2 minutes for cross-checking. I believe that was the original call. And then Gagnon went after him, and they decided to drop the mitts. 6-man advantage of the night for the Motor City Rockers here. Be sure to stick around for the post-game show. We'll tell you who tonight's Gunther Graphics Player of the Game is. Also, take a look at the stats, go back through this one, break it all down, and then we'll wrap up another great weekend for the Port Huron Prowlers. Are on fire in the month of March. TJ Sneath down to Milam's backhand, he scores. That one got through on the blocker side of Yoshi, and Jamison Milam with a power play tally has made it a 7-4 game. Well, Milam, who drew himself back into the lineup, has his 8th goal of the year. Puts a little damper on this crowd, but not too much. 3:11 left to go. We'll be back to 5-on-5 here, hopefully for the rest of it. Fox tried to slip by, puck popped over the glass out of play as Milam got his stick on it. TJ Sneath and Hunter Hall picking up the assist on the goal by Milam. So now Sneath has his 2-point night. Hall and Milam also with 2-point nights. Goal and an assist for each of them. 2 helpers for Sneath. And now they're escorting Ben Brockway off the ice. He'll head to the dressing room. As again, under 5 to go. And Brockway hyping up the crowd one last time. And a guy who is energized to get back in the lineup tonight after missing about a month, over a month actually, on the IR. He made his presence felt. Here's Welsh walking in. Makes a move to the backhand, just pushed it wide. Welsh bounces up top forward to Cumbus, who's playing defense right now. That one came out of the zone, so the Prowlers couldn't skate it back in. Here's Checo. Down to Corgan. To Cumbus. Off the boards for Welsh. Couldn't keep it moving. Comes back for it. And he just gets it to neutral ice. McDiver. That's the red line. Cross corner dump. Organ turns the corner. Lead pass on for Graham. He's stopped up. Hands it off for Lockney. Toe drag shot. Hit the post. Roy Lucas Lockney looking for his 2nd hat trick of the year. Johnson walks in, and he's stopped by Gonzalez. The last time these teams matched up here at McMorran Place, Lockney did have a hat trick. Here he is with the puck. And 2 Rockers on him. And it pops out for Lockney. Whips it across. Heinzel down low, Graham. Got to go back to Heinzel, hit Corgan with it. And the puck escapes the zone. Johnson quick up for Graham. Goes to Millette as the Prowlers begin a change. Millette down low. Scantleberry claps it, and he just sent it wide. That puck was bouncing and hopping, and Scantleberry just stepped into it. Couldn't find the target. Millette leaves it for Oregon and heads off to the bench. 2-line pass stopped up by Colton. He sends it all the way down. And that is icing against the Rockers with 69 seconds left to go in what's been a nice game for Port Huron.
Actual scanned attendance is 1,872.
They announced 1,872 fans in the building tonight So witness a great one if you're a Port Huron fan. Tough one if you're coming up from Fraser or the Motor City area. Another face-off here. Tim Morgan out there on the ice, hoping for his first pro goal. And he'll chase after it to get another icing call. I think I'm ready to call the Gunther Graphics player of the game at this point. And I'm going to give it to Lucas Lockney. 2 goals, 2 assists tonight. Gunther Graphics player of the game, Lucas Lockney. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for websites, logos, and branding. Of course, our proper 12 shot of the night belonged to Reggie Millette. That sick backhander back in the second period. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. I hope I've made our sales staff happy by making sure I mention both of those enough times. Adam Heinzel skates it up, and Marty tips it in. Johnson hustles after it. He signed up for 60 minutes. And he avoids a check from Milam. Scantleberry couldn't pull it to his forehand. Hall chased down by Scantleberry, stapled by Johnson. And now Colton. Rivers in the final 10. Sent it up, ice goes all the way down. They'll wave off the icing. And the Prowlers close out their 9th straight win. Yoshi moves to 5-0 on the season. He wasn't very busy tonight. Only made 12 saves on 16 shots. His offense was hot the other way. Final shots 42-16 for the Port Huron Prowlers. Once again, please do tune in to our next broadcast. That'll be Friday, April the 4th. The Prowlers take on the Carolina Thunderbirds down in Winston-Salem. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:35 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 7:20. It's all right here on the PHP Network. Now the Prowlers enjoying their lengthy win streak here tonight. Another win in front of the home crowd. They move to 30-16-6, 87 points on the season. And again, 9 straight wins, 11-game point streak for the Prowlers. The Rockers fall to 17-31-3. We will be right back with the postgame show next.
Seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Well, welcome back here at McMorran Place. Prowlers celebrating a 7-3 win over the Motor City Rockers here tonight. Time now to go back through this one from the start. Well, it was Ricky Gonzalez in between the pipes for the Motor City Rockers, Yoshihiro Kuriowa between the pipes for the Port Huron Prowlers tonight. And Port Huron struck first on a power play goal. First time in a while that they hadn't gotten a first goal in the first couple minutes of the game. It took them nearly 8 minutes, but Reggie Millet's shot tipped by Matt Graham, rainbowed over Gonzalez, hit the post, and just dribbled over the line. It was enough, crossed all the way, and the Prowlers had the 1-0 lead. Late in that opening period, Millet threw on the brakes in the offensive zone, waited for help. It came off the bench in the form of Tyler Fox, who gets his first pro goal. The third Prowler this weekend to get his first pro goal. And it made it 2-0 at that point. That's where we stood through 20 minutes. Prowlers weren't done, though, as Jamie Bussell got on the board with Alex Johnson and Vinny DeCumbis getting the assists. And then Millet got himself a goal as Bussell floated down to him, and Millet dropped it on his backhand, took a look over his shoulder, fired it to the top corner. That is our proper 12 shot of the night. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Then it was Lucas Lockney's turn. 27 seconds later, 28 seconds later. It was a power play goal for him as he picked the corner. 5-0 Prowlers at that point. Hunter Hall got a late goal for the Rockers, a man advantage marker that broke the shutout bid for Yoshi. 2 minutes into period 3, Matt Graham got his second after Lockney tried the Michigan. That didn't work. Graham decided to just wrap it along the ice. That did work. And I made it 6-1 at that point. Eli Rivers responded a couple minutes later. And then Lockney got his second power play goal of the night. A nice tic-tac-toe passing play from Graham to Johnson to Lockney. And he had a yawning Cage on the backside to put that one home. Rockers would get a couple more late. Chris Corrigan and Jamison Milam picking up the final 2 goals. But in the end, it is a 7-4 win for the Prowlers. Tonight's third star of the game, Jamie Bussell with a goal and an assist. Second star, Reggie Millet with a goal and 3 helpers. And tonight's first star of the game and the Gunther Graphics player of the game is Lucas Lockney. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for website, logos, and branding. Take one last look at the final game stats. Prowlers heavily outshooting the Rockers, 42-16. Their power play was working at a 75% clip here tonight, which is something you would really like to see if you're a Prowlers fan. That man advantage going to work. And of course, Lockney coming up with 2 of those goals. The Prowlers, again, dominant here tonight, as they've been a lot against the Motor City Rockers. Well, we'll give you the context of what all this means around the FPHL. We'll give you the finals, or the current scores from the other teams around the league. And we will wrap this one up when we come back. So keep it right here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Well, welcome back one final time here at McMorran Place. Prowlers finish a 7-4 win over the Motor City Rockers here tonight. Time now to go around the FPHL. One last look at the scores from around the league. This was an early game, so nearly everybody else still going at it right now. We start with the Binghamton Black Bears, who have a 4-1 lead over the Danbury Hat-Tricks through 40 minutes of play. That's good news for the Prowlers. They are Black Bears fans right now, trying to pull within a few points of the Hat-Tricks for second in the Empire Division. That would mean home ice advantage in the first round. Well, John Moriarty has stopped all 23 shots that the Columbus River Dragons have thrown his way. It's still 1-0 Venom as they have just begun period 3 in Columbus. Wolves have a 2-1 lead over the Dashers in Danville through 20 minutes. Yasuki Jumanji has the goal for the Dashers. Trevor Newman and Ludlow Harris Jr. scored 38 seconds apart to give Watertown a 2-1 lead after they trailed 1-0 for less than a minute. Moving along here, we have the Athens Rock Lobsters with a 2-0 lead on Baton Rouge. That one in the second intermission, as Andrew Stifura has his 2 first pro goals, the only 2 for the Lobsters so far. They went final in Winston-Salem. Greg Hussey made 27 saves. Danny Martin had 3 assists, and Damon Feruseth a goal and a helper, as the Bobcats crush Carolina 5-1 and get revenge for the comeback win for the Birds in last night's game in Wytheville. And that one a tough loss to take for Carolina in the race for the top of the Continental Division. They're about to wrap up period 1 at Monroe Civic Center. Mocs up 2-1 on the Mississippi Seawolves. Kevin Zabad and Blake Anderson scored for Monroe. Don Carter Jr., the only goal for the Seawolves. Of course here, 7-4, your final, as the Prowlers take down the Motor City Rockers. Once again, we invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That will be on Friday, April the 4th, when the Prowlers visit the Carolina Thunderbirds. 7:35 puck drop and a 7:20 pregame show here on the PHP Network. Final road trip for the Prowlers in this regular season before we get to playoff time. It'll be one more weekend after that. That will be against these Rockers, another home and home to wrap up the year. That's going to wrap up tonight's broadcast. For Kim running the camera, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in and picking the PHP Network, and we will see you next time on the PHP Network.
Thank you.